were pretty clear. I mean, certainly yelling at the TV screen and chanting and, something dealing with abnormal behavior or the judge at the end, because of the judge, Jerry. So I think it was pretty clear. And what I was told is that for many seasons, they have been guessing that it's me, and which obviously it wasn't. But so that gets to be a common guess. And so this time the guess turned out to be right.
Absolutely. And they have guessed you prior seasons. Were you shocked that like Jenny McCarthy and Robin Thicke, I mean, they knew it was you? Like, do you know either of them in the real world? Have you spoken to either of them before?
Well, I had 20 years ago or so, I had met Jenny McCarthy Wahlberg at a Chicago Bulls game. I mean, understand when I say met, the conversation lasted 45 seconds. And, I was obviously this fan of hers, and oh my gosh, that's Jenny McCarthy. So I was excited to meet her, but not anything she would ever remember. But, from the Chicago area, I wasn't surprised that that would be one of her guesses. And you're right, she got me right away. And then Robin as well. So, no, I wasn't surprised. But in fact, some people in the audience, when I started going, Jerry, Jerry. So I figured, what is this about? They already know. Yeah.
Once you start hearing the Jerry, Jerry chant, which I'm sure you hear all day, every day, many days, yes. Your cover is blown. What is more difficult, dancing or singing? I mean, you did Dancing with the Stars. Is The Masked Singer more difficult, or is Dancing with the Stars?
Well, I mean, everybody sings. Even people who can't sing. You sing in the shower, you sing happy birthday to your kid, everybody sings. So that never, I mean, if you go in knowing that you're not a great singer, then there's no disappointment, you just sing. And so that's not a worry. The dancing moves, that for me, that's really, even when I was on Dancing with the Stars, that's really out of my comfort zone. And this was particularly difficult because I didn't do half the dance I was supposed to do because I couldn't see out of my mask. I was wearing that big head, which is even bigger than my head. But when they put it on, it's perfect. But when you move around, it moves. And so the openings that where my eyes were supposed to be, my eyes did not line up with the openings. So I couldn't see a thing. And am I going to fall off the stage? Am I turning in the right direction? So I was afraid if I turned, I'd be turning away from Kermit. I wouldn't know the direction of where the panel was. So that was what was really making me nervous, is that I couldn't see anything once it started.
The costumes are hard to see out of. Well, listen, on your show, The Jerry Springer Show, which was on for, like I said, 3 decades, you dealt with everything: people coming out, family drama, infidelities, paternity issues, all sorts of things. That is, to me, what our modern day reality TV is. Do you crown yourself the granddaddy of reality TV?
No, I just apologize. Yeah, I'm so sorry. What have I done? I've ruined the culture. I just hope hell isn't that hot because I burn real easy. I'm very light complected, and that kind of worries me. No, I'm just a schlub who got lucky, and there was never a thought in my mind growing up that I'd be in show business. I mean, I'm a lawyer. I started out being a lawyer and working for Bobby Kennedy. And in other words, my background is political and legal. And then after being mayor, I was offered the job to anchor the news for the NBC affiliate in Cincinnati. And I did that for 10 years. And that was a kind of a rational transition. You go from politics to reporting to news to anchoring. And then how the show happened was a pure luck. The company that owned the station where I did the news owned talk shows. So they owned Phil Donahue, Sally Jesse Raphael. Well, Phil was retiring. And so the CEO took me to lunch one day and said, Phil's retiring. We're starting a new talk show. You're the host. So I was assigned to it as an employee. And then all of a sudden the show took off. So I wound up in show business through no thought of my own, and not, you know, I don't have any particular show business talent. And all of a sudden I lived.
Oh, your audio went out. I can't hear you anymore. I can't hear you anymore. I can't hear you either now. Can you hear me now?
If you couldn't hear my
singing.
Sorry. Yes.
Now I can hear you. It went
Okay.
out. Sorry about that. I don't
Okay.
know what happened? Are you shocked at what the genre's become? You know, you look at like Real Housewives and like look at the Kardashians. Kim Kardashian is a billionaire.
Yeah.
Like what reality TV has become today?
In hindsight, I'm not, because it's just the democratization of our whole culture. In other words, democracy is always this big thing. And now with technology, it has gone into the area of entertainment. It used to be for thousands of years that you would have someone on the stage, someone in the arena, someone on the screen, and the audience would sit around and watch, observe. But now with technology, the audience has become the entertainment. It started with talk radio. You would listen to talk radio because the callers were so fascinating. And then after talk radio, suddenly it became Phil Donahue on television. The audience was what you watch. Now you have the people actually becoming the entertainers themselves. They vote. They vote you out of the house. They vote you off the island. On America's Got Talent, the people, or the American Idol. It's regular people who audition and get, it's not just a few people sitting in Hollywood or New York deciding who our stars are going to be. The people vote for who it's going to be. And that's reality television.
It is. What about, as we wrap up, what do you think of like some of these modern day talk shows, you know, like Drew Barrymore, Kelly Clarkson, the fact that The View is still on, Sherri Shepherd taking over for Wendy? Like, are you a fan of all of these people that are doing what they're doing these days? Do you have any favorites?
Well, I'm not much of a television viewer other than sports and cable news. I'm, you know, real political. But I know who these people are, and they have incredibly successful shows. So good for them. They're very popular. Now the hosts tend to be people that are already famous. You know, back in the early days, it was someone that did local news suddenly became a talk show host, including Oprah. So that's what's changed. Now you get celebrities to host shows.
Yeah, and it's a whole different world. Well, listen, you are an icon. The Jerry Springer Show is one of the best things that's ever been invented, I must just tell you. And
Oh, you poor thing.
Listen, it has given me and many other people. You're very humble, Jerry.
Well, thank you. You're very nice. Thanks for